because it's none of your f***ing business. No, sorry, I'm kidding. Well, I'm kind of not kidding because it isn't really any of your business. But I think that, it's a common curiosity what people who experience hallucinations are experiencing in the form of their hallucinations, whether it's the voices that they're hearing, whatever they're hearing, what they're seeing, smelling, feeling, all the senses. I think it's a common thing that people want to know about. And I think before I get into why I don't personally talk much about my own hallucinations to other people, it's probably important to start off, kind of talking a bit about why it's a little bit inappropriate to ask someone what they may be experiencing in the form of hallucinations. So I guess to start off with, you don't really know that person's comfort level with what they're experiencing with their hallucinations. They may feel that it's a really private or personal thing that they don't feel comfortable sharing with other people, making it a little bit inappropriate to ask them. There's also instances where a person's hallucinations just might not be appropriate to share. And so asking them what they're experiencing kind of places them in a weird circumstance. Like, for example, sometimes when I am struggling a lot, I will get command hallucinations that come in the form of, commands to hurt myself or harm myself or do things that I don't feel comfortable voicing to other people is what I'm hearing. Not only that, asking someone what they're experiencing in the form of their hallucinations can be kind of akin to asking someone what they're thinking. I think it's a step further because it's not their own thoughts. It's literally something that's being imposed upon them. And so asking that, again, is a little bit inappropriate. Along the same vein, asking someone what they're thinking would really only be reserved for when you are, asking someone who you have a close relationship with or where there is a reason for why you're asking that. If you're just asking out of the blue and frequently, what are you thinking? That's not super appropriate, and thus neither is asking someone what they're hallucinating. It's not even something that I really share very much with my husband, Rob. Sometimes he'll ask if he sees that I am in distress over something. Sometimes he'll ask, hey, are you hearing or seeing anything, or are you experiencing any hallucinations? And then we can kind of go from there. But that's kind of a good example of when it might be, there's a reason why he's asking what I'm experiencing. And it makes sense making it a little bit less invasive and, crossing that personal boundary line. We also have a relationship that's, close. He's my partner, where I feel comfortable sharing openly with him when there's something that I feel the need to share with him. Otherwise, it's not really something that we communicate much about or that he asks me very much about, because we kind of have this understanding that if there's something that he needs to know, if there's something that I want to share with him, I will. And so kind of giving the ownership of what that person wants to share to them as opposed to you asking is really good. It's not even that interesting anyway, what I'm experiencing. I think a lot of people are really curious, what fantastical things I'm experiencing and what wild and crazy voices and things I'm seeing and hearing and whatnot. But honestly, most of the time I'm experiencing kind of like background chatter. A common auditory hallucination that I have is two people, having a conversation over tea. It's very mundane for me most of the time. And so I think you would probably be a little bit let down if I constantly told you whenever you were wondering what I was hallucinating. I think the main reason though why I don't talk about what I'm hallucinating very much is because if I do bring what I'm experiencing in the form of a hallucination into reality by discussing it with someone who is real, it kind of gives it more power within my reality. And it makes it harder to differentiate between what is real, what is currently in my reality that I'm experiencing, and what is a hallucination. And those become kind of muddled together if I bring them into reality through discussion with someone. And so that's kind of the main reason why I don't really talk about my hallucinations with other people very much. Another issue that can kind of come up with me sharing what I'm experiencing in the form of hallucinations with someone that is real and in front of me is that oftentimes when I share about what I'm experiencing, they will have some form of reaction to that. I don't experience visual hallucinations very much, but I do know some people who, if they share what they're experiencing in the form of visual hallucinations, for example, they say, oh, I'm seeing a shape in that direction or whatever. I'm seeing a person over there. Whoever they're sharing with, more often than not, will look in that direction. which really kind of messes with you in terms of being able to, again, differentiate between a hallucination and what's really there. So, I think the point of this video is that I understand the curiosity that comes with wanting to know, more about what someone is experiencing in the form of hallucinations. But hopefully, this video will help you to understand, if you don't have schizophrenia, what it might feel like if you are someone who's dealing with hallucinations, to have to field that question of what are you experiencing? What are you seeing? What are you hearing? And how that can ultimately pose more problems. So I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more videos like this one, make sure to subscribe to our channel. And also, if you want to help support us in creating content like this, please check out the link to our Patreon. Through our Patreon, you also gain access to our online peer support community, where we offer various forms of peer support, including weekly peer support groups. So if that is something that interests you, make sure to check that out on our Patreon page at the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, wishing you and your loved ones good health. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.